Have you ever thought that something as simple as drinking water could be harming your health? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? We've all heard the advice to drink water first thing in the morning. It's supposed to be one of the healthiest habits you can adopt. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent ritual could actually be causing more harm than good, especially as we age? In this eye-opening video, we're about to reveal 6 shocking mistakes that millions of people are making every single morning without even realizing it. These common errors could be sabotaging your health, disrupting your body's delicate balance, and potentially leading to serious issues down the road. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll not only know exactly what to avoid, but you'll also discover the secrets to properly hydrating your body in those crucial first moments of the day. Are you ready to unlock the truth about morning hydration that nobody's talking about? Prepare to have your mind blown as we expose the hidden dangers lurking in your morning glass of water. This isn't just another health tip. It's vital information that could dramatically improve how you feel every single day. So, grab a seat and get ready to transform your morning routine forever. Your body will thank you for watching this video, but only if you stay until the very end to learn the most crucial tip of all.
The information in this video is for educational purposes only, compiled from open sources, and does not substitute medical advice. Please consult your doctor for any health-related concerns. After subscribing, let us know where you're watching from, and don't forget to turn on notifications. We'd be happy to get to know you.
Mistake 1. Drinking water on an empty or full stomach immediately after medication, following the consumption of particular medications. The 4th common mistake involves drinking water on an extremely full or extremely empty stomach. For a moment, let's think about the routine you follow in the morning. After you have woken up, you go ahead and drink a glass of water and possibly take your medication afterwards. It doesn't seem like the wrong way to go about things, does it? With that being said, it is highly likely that your doctor recommended that you take your medications with water. On the other hand, the amount of water that should be consumed, the timing of the process, and whether or not food should be involved are frequently not explained in a clear manner. However, this seemingly insignificant aspect can have a significant impact on your overall health. The reason for this is that consuming a large quantity of water too quickly on an entirely empty stomach immediately after taking medication may cause nausea, bloating, or heartburn. It may cause irritation to the lining of the stomach or alter the way in which your body absorbs the medication. If, on the other hand, you have just finished eating a hearty breakfast and then proceed to wash down your medication with a large glass of water, this can also cause problems, particularly with medications that are supposed to be taken on an empty stomach prior to taking them. Our digestive system is more sensitive than we frequently realize, and it is still in the process of stabilizing when we wake up in the morning. Because hormones are adjusting and acidity levels are shifting, your body may react with surprise when you take a handful of pills followed by a large glass of water. This is because your body is experiencing these changes. I'd like to tell you about Margaret to you. Even though she is 80 years old, she has been taking medication for her thyroid for many years. After taking her medication, she would sit for a while, drink a large glass of water, and then eat breakfast. This was her daily routine. All of a sudden, she started to experience nausea. Although she did not make any adjustments to her diet or medication, and her blood tests were within normal ranges, she continued to experience nausea. When her physician finally inquired about her water consumption patterns, they discovered that she was drinking an excessive amount of water too quickly after taking her pill, and her stomach was unable to handle the amount of water she was consuming. Margaret made a minor adjustment by consuming only the amount of water necessary to swallow the pill, and then she waited 45 minutes before eating breakfast afterwards. As a result of the improvement in her follow-up blood work, the nausea disappeared. Her medication began to work more efficiently, and she found that her mornings became more pleasant as a result of a simple adjustment. The takeaway here is to pay attention to how your body reacts after you have taken medication. If you wake up feeling queasy, foggy, or uncomfortable, you shouldn't just blame whatever medication you're taking or your age for these symptoms. It could be the manner in which you take your medication, particularly with regard to water. If you want to avoid overwhelming your stomach right after taking your pills, choose to take smaller sips, spread out your breakfast, and spread out your meals. Please give your body some time to adjust. At other times, it is not necessary to make a significant change, but rather to take a more gentle approach. Mistake 2. Drinking water too quickly and in large sips. Mistake number 2 is drinking water too quickly or in large gulps. I understand the desire to wake up, grab a glass, and drink it quickly. You're thirsty, maybe your mouth is dry, and it seems easier to just get it over with. However, drinking water too quickly, particularly right after waking, can disrupt your body's balance, and many people are unaware of this fact. When we wake up, our bodies are in the process of transitioning. Your heart rate is gradually increasing, your blood pressure is adjusting, and your stomach lining has yet to fully develop. After a long night's rest, everything is just getting back into rhythm. Then you gulp down an entire glass of water in one go. This rapid intake can cause your stomach to expand too quickly, resulting in bloating, nausea, and dizziness. Some people experience an odd sensation in their chest and have no idea why. The main issue is not the water itself, but the rate at which it is consumed. When we drink too quickly, the body does not have time to process what enters it. The kidneys must work overtime to manage the sudden influx of fluid, and your electrolyte balance can fluctuate rapidly. This can cause a disturbance that leaves older adults feeling off for hours, as their systems are more sensitive. Let me tell you about Walter, a 72-year-old retired coach. He used to wake up and drink an entire bottle of water before getting out of bed. He believed he was being disciplined and healthy, but some mornings he felt strangely dizzy. Not every day, but frequently enough to cause concern. After consulting with his doctor, they determined that the problem was the rate and quantity of his water intake. He was not giving his body enough time to adjust, so he made a simple change. He began sipping his water slowly for 15 to 20 minutes, no more rushing or chugging. The dizziness vanished, his mornings felt smoother, and his energy levels remained consistent. There were no major medication changes or complex solutions, simply a more thoughtful approach to drinking water. Consider this. Your body does not want to be flooded first thing in the morning. It prefers a gentle trickle. Take your time, sit up, inhale, and sip. Allow your body to absorb the water rather than be overwhelmed by it. It's not a race, it's a moment of compassion. If you've been drinking water quickly to get it done, try slowing down tomorrow and seeing how you feel. Sometimes the smallest change can make a big difference. Mistake 3. Drinking water from an overnight plastic bottle from plastic bottles that have been left out overnight. Now, this one might come as a surprise, especially if you are someone who likes to keep a water bottle by your bedside. I know a lot of people do it because it is simple, it is within reach, and it just seems like a good habit. However, here is the part that most people don't realize. Drinking from plastic bottles that have been left out overnight, especially in a warm room, can expose you to chemicals that you don't want in your body. Even though the water in the bottle appears to be plain, the bottle may be leaking substances into the water while it is sitting. One of the big concerns is something called BPA, which is often found in older or lower quality plastics. And even if the bottle says BPA-free, there are other similar chemicals in the plastic that can act in the same way, Once heat and time get involved, these chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors. That means they can mimic or interfere with your natural hormones. And as we age, our hormonal balance is already a little more fragile. Maybe you're taking something for your thyroid, or managing blood pressure, or dealing with blood sugar levels. When foreign chemicals enter your system, even in small amounts, they can make things harder for your body to regulate you. Might not notice anything right away, but over time people report feeling more tired, moody, bloated, or just off. And they can't figure out. Let me tell you about Stanley. He's 78, and he's always been good about drinking water. He'd fill up a plastic bottle from the tap, leave it by the bed, and sip it. Every morning seemed like a healthy routine, right? But after a few months, he started having more headaches. His digestion felt strange, and he was tired. Even after a full night's sleep, nothing in. His diet had changed. His doctor didn't find anything alarming, but after talking to a nutritionist, they pinpointed the issue. His plastic bottle, it was being refilled, reused, and sitting near a warm lamp overnight. He made the switch to a glass bottle and started pouring fresh water each morning instead of reusing old bottles. And guess what? Within a few weeks, his headaches eased, his energy improved, and he felt like himself again. Now, look, nobody's saying a single sip of water from a plastic bottle is going to ruin your health, but if you're doing it every day over weeks or months, it adds up your liver, your kidneys, your hormones. They all have to work harder to process these things, and for older adults, that extra work matters. So if you've got a plastic bottle sitting on your nightstand right now, maybe it's time for a little upgrade. Go for glass or stainless steel, and try to refill it fresh each morning. It's a simple habit change, but it might just give your body a little more peace. Mistake 4, drinking water before going to the toilet. 4 of the most common mistakes people make is drinking ice-cold water on an empty stomach. I would like to ask you this. When you took a large drink of cold water first thing in the morning, did you ever feel a twisting sensation in your stomach? Or maybe a shiver to your chest? It is not uncommon for some individuals to have symptoms such as lightheadedness or headaches quickly after the event, but they tend to disregard these symptoms or attribute them to something else. The truth of the matter is, however, that consuming ice-cold water first thing in the morning, particularly when taken on an empty stomach, can be a rude awakening for your body, which is not prepared to deal with it. To put it another way, when we sleep, our bodies are in a state of relaxation and repairing the body. The functioning of our organs slows down, our digestion becomes more subdued, and our blood vessels become slightly more constricted. Subsequently, the morning arrives, and rather than taking a leisurely approach to the day, we promptly consume a glass of ice-cold water. It is the same as applying the brakes when the engine is still in the process of warming up. In addition to causing your blood vessels to constrict even further, it also causes your stomach muscles to contract, and it puts your system on high alert. As we get older, our bodies become less able to recuperate from the effects of stress. Like this stress. When you were younger, you might have found that drinking cold water was invigorating or refreshing. However, as we get older, our metabolism slows down, our circulation gets more sensitive, and our internal thermostat is less good at dealing with extremes. There is a possibility that drinking cold water will make you feel worse, not because the water itself is poor, but rather because the temperature is too high at that time of day. I would want to tell you about Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman who is as sharp as a tack and who used to like drinking a glass of cold water from the refrigerator first thing in the morning. In addition to waking her up, she experienced a clearing of her throat. Nevertheless, she became aware that her hands were feeling cold, that her stomach was experiencing a little cramping sensation, and that her digestion had been feeling slow throughout the dawn. Over the course of a week, her mornings were more tranquil and smooth, and she no longer experienced the sensation of her stomach being in knots. Her doctor recommended that she switch to water that was at room temperature. This seemingly insignificant adjustment, either allowing the water to warm up or using water that was lukewarm, made a significant difference. It serves as a reminder that the strategies that have resulted in success for us in the past might not continue to be successful in the future. Due to the fact that they have supported us for decades, our bodies are now deserving of tenderness. First thing in the morning, we should at least be sure to provide them with water that is not as harsh as a slap in the face. If you have been waking up and grabbing for that glass of ice-cold water, you might want to think about switching to water that is room temperature instead. After a few days, pay attention to how your body is feeling. It is possible that you will be shocked by how much better sensations you experience in the mornings. Mistake number 5. Skipping breakfast and having only water. Let's face it, there's a ton of advice floating around these days, and it doesn't all suit everyone. You might have heard tips such as, just drink water in the morning, or skip breakfast, and let your body fast. While this might be fine for some younger folks, or those on strict health regimens, for older adults, beginning your day with just water and no food can slowly take its toll. When you wake up, your body has already fasted. Overnight, maybe 8 to 10 hours without eating anything. Your blood sugar is low. Your energy depletes easily. Your brain requires fuel to function properly, and your muscles need nutrients to remain strong. Drinking only water might seem all right initially, but as the morning unfolds, many people start feeling tired, unsteady, irritable, or mentally foggy. They might attribute this to stress or lack of sleep, but often it's simply due to insufficient nourishment. Water can certainly help rehydrate your body, but it can't replace the vital nutrients your body needs to work well. If you follow that, water with just coffee and nothing else, you're actually putting more strain on your system. You're revving up your body without giving it a strong base, and over time, that can make your mornings tougher than necessary. Take Alice, for instance. At 69, she is sharp and independent. She wanted to streamline her mornings, so she read up on intermittent fasting and decided to skip breakfast, drinking only water until noon. Initially, she lost a bit of weight and thought it was effective. However, soon she noticed her mood declined, her memory became unclear, and she began repeating herself unknowingly. Her daughter caught on and suggested she see her doctor. It turned out Alice didn't have any serious health issue. She just wasn't getting enough nourishment in the morning. Once she included a light breakfast, nothing elaborate, just a boiled egg, a slice of toast, and some fruit, her energy bounced back. She felt more alert, steady, and more like her usual self again. That small change restored her clarity and strength she hadn't experienced in months. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Don't assume that eating less is better, especially when it comes to morning meals. While water is an essential part of a healthy routine, your body also needs real fuel to kickstart your day. A little protein, some fiber, something to support you so your mind remains sharp and your body strong. If you've been skipping breakfast, thinking it's beneficial, try adding something simple tomorrow. Perhaps a handful of nuts, some oatmeal, or even a smoothie. You might be surprised at how much better your entire day feels when you provide your body with what it truly needs. It's remarkable how something as basic as water, which we've been relying on all our lives, can be essential yet not sufficient on its own. The 6th mistake is drinking water before using the restroom. Let's begin with a straightforward inquiry. When you wake up, what is the first thing you do? It is drinking a glass of water for many people. You need to wake up your system. We say frequently. However, you may be disrupting your body's natural detoxification process if you drink water before using the restroom. This is the reason Your kidneys keep up their steady work of filtering waste from your blood while you sleep. A healthy adult usually produces between 300 and 800 milliliters of urine in 6 to 8 hours of sleep. This implies that your bladder is already full when you wake up, allowing your body to get rid of the toxins from the previous night. You're adding more liquid to a system that already contains waste if you drink water before emptying your bladder. This can put more strain on your circulation and kidneys, particularly in older adults. Now, let's discuss science. An indicator of kidney function, our glomerular filtration rate, GFR, naturally decreases with age. This implies that the body's ability to process fluids is diminished. For older adults or those with blood pressure problems, drinking water without first emptying the bladder can cause bloating, mild nausea, and even dizziness in the morning. Furthermore, your body's cortisol levels are at their highest when you wake up. A natural stress hormone that aids in alertness, cortisol also increases the sensitivity of your fluid and mineral balance. The sodium-potassium balance, which is essential for stable blood pressure and energy regulation, may be upset if you drink water before your body is ready. The story of Harold. Harold, who is 75 years old, spent years drinking water first thing in the morning because he thought it was the healthiest thing to do. However, he recently began to feel uneasy and have stomach pains. His doctor made the surprisingly straightforward recommendation to use the restroom first, followed by a few minutes of light movement before drinking water. Harold acknowledges, "I didn't think it would make any difference." But almost instantly, I began to feel lighter and more balanced in the mornings. A tiny but effective habit change. Begin your morning by stretching gently, using the restroom, and allowing your body to completely wake up, instead of reaching for a glass of water as soon as you open your eyes. After that, mindfully and slowly sip your water. Better circulation, digestion, and general energy levels throughout the day can all be supported by this easy adjustment. Keep in mind, your morning ritual determines how the rest of your day will go. It's important to consider when and how you do things, not just what you do. Things will feel different to us as we get older, not because they have changed, but because we have changed through the years. Now that we have more life experience and are more sensitive, our bodies are urging us to pay more attention than we did in the past. In fact, that has been the primary topic of discussion throughout the day. It is not about being afraid or adhering to strict rules. Rather, it is about becoming more aware and learning to recognize the subtle things that influence your feelings on a daily basis. For example, if you wake up feeling sluggish, bloated, anxious, or foggy, this does not necessarily indicate that there is a problem with your morning and that something is wrong. At other times, it simply indicates that your routine might require a minor adjustment. Instead of drinking water that is ice cold, you could try drinking water that is at room temperature tomorrow. Alternatively, you could take your time and sip slowly, rather than rushing through your drink. You might want to think about switching out your old plastic bottle for a new glass one. Alternatively, if you want to make the most significant change possible, you could combine your water with a small amount of breakfast in order to provide your body with the energy it requires. Whether or not this discussion has struck a chord with you and prompted you to reconsider your daily routine in a different way, that is a wonderful thing. You are demonstrating that you are still developing, learning, and investing in your health, which is an extremely powerful mindset. I am grateful that you have chosen to give me this time. The next day, I hope you will put one of these suggestions into action and see how it makes you feel. Your body will direct you if you pay attention to it. You are more than welcome to pass this along to someone you care about, whether it be a friend, a sibling, or even a neighbor. If you found it too, be helpful. It is impossible to know who might be quietly dealing with issues that are similar to yours. In addition, if you are interested in having more open and honest conversations about health like this one, you might want to consider subscribing or following this channel so that we can continue to learn together. The comfort you provide is essential. The clarity you provide is significant, and you are valuable. Be sure to take care of yourself, and I'll see you in a short while.